Hi, and welcome back to Ask a Pennsylvania Dutchman. My name is Chris LaRose, and this here is Doug Maidenford, our resident PA Dutchman. How are you, Doug?
Well, I'm doing just fine,
All right.
buddy.
Do you have anything you want to say before we get rolling?
Oh, fire away, buddy.
All right. Well, this question today comes in from Elizabeth of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Boy, the big city.
And Elizabeth was wondering if PA Dutch celebrate Halloween, and also do they have traditional foods that are served on Thanksgiving?
So Elizabeth wants to know about fall holidays in the Pennsylvania Dutch culture. Well, Halloween, yeah, we celebrate Halloween. Kids go trick-or-treating. We call it Spukken. At least we did where I grew up. You go Spukken. Yeah, Spukken. And, you dress up in your costume and you go out. But, the one thing I remember when I was a kid, a lot more adults dressed up, too, and went along Spukken. And it was fun. People go out and go Spukken. And it wasn't just little kids going up to any random guy's house who had a porch light on and went and asked for candy. I think that's absolutely nuts.
Spukken, so they're walking around spitting on stuff?
No. Spukken. Spuk is a ghost in Pennsylvania Dutch. But anyway, when I was a kid, we only went to places that we knew. We went to people in the family or good friends of the family. But nowadays, these kids go to any house on the street, and they just hold their bags out and expect free candy. But what's that about?
Only the English do that.
That's crazy. But yeah, we celebrate Halloween. But another night in the year that's kind of similar to that really is unique Pennsylvania Dutch, or unique to the Germans that came to Pennsylvania on April 30th. That night at midnight, or around midnight, up on Witches Hill, up in northeastern Berks County, they celebrate Walpurgisnacht. Now this is this holiday that no one else really celebrates except over in Germany still, and then supposedly what people believe is on that night, the night leading into May Day, the 1st of May, all the witches can come and you can summon them. So they build a big bonfire on Witches Hill and they recite things, and well, sometimes some alcohol might be involved, but that's another story. But that's kind of, scary stuff, witches stuff, kind of like Halloween. And then she mentioned Thanksgiving. Well, the food, and we've done tons of videos on food for Pennsylvania Dutch.
Whole lot of apples.
Well, we eat a lot of apple
Lots
products.
of dried
Yeah,
apples.
but not always.
Those are my favorite.
And we have roast turkey and gravy and filling, which we've talked about before, and dried corn and pumpkin pie. Now, my family, my grandmother, she always made the pumpkin pie. My grandmother, well, let's just say she liked to put a little bit of rum in her pumpkin pies. Maybe more than a little. But boy, they were good. So yeah, Thanksgiving, cranberry sauce and things, sweet potatoes, all these things. So that's pretty typical. But what she forgets to mention is probably the most important holiday.
This is a big one.
In the Pennsylvania Dutch culture, at least in the fall.
You don't ever
year.
miss this day.
And that's the Monday following Thanksgiving. You won't see it on a calendar. The post offices won't be closed. The banks won't be closed. But I'll tell you what, there ain't a whole hell of a lot of business getting done in Pennsylvania Dutch country on the first Monday, or the Monday after Thanksgiving.
I'll tell you what kind of business it is. It's deer shooting
That's right,
business.
because that's the first day of rifle season for deer. And in Pennsylvania and in Pennsylvania Dutch country, that's a holiday.
That's a sacred day.
That's not a holiday. That's a sacred day. Yeah, like what the Chris said. And I'll tell you what, you don't mess with that.
Nope.
You don't mess with that. Schools are closed. The kids don't even go to school on the first day of deer season. It's that important. It is part of the culture that still persists in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's beautiful. You go out and take something from nature and help feed the family. Going back to our traditional ways.
And the camp part of deer
Yeah,
season,
a lot of Pennsylvania Dutchmen belong to hunting camps. Sometimes upstate Pennsylvania or in the middle of the state where there's a lot of state forests. And, on that weekend, these guys, they drive away from Pennsylvania Dutch country up into the woods.
Get out
up into
in touch
the bush.
with nature.
Yeah, they get out in touch with nature. They go to their little camp with all their buddies. And, what could be better than mixing high-power rifles and lots of beer?
Nothing's
Yeah,
better than
some
that.
people say beer camp instead of deer camp. But, they know, most of these guys, well, not all, they know when, you mix, you have time for your drinking and your camaraderie. But then there's time Monday morning. Monday morning, it's all serious. No fun and games. They're in the woods, sitting, waiting for that big deer to come around the corner.
Getting the big one.
Getting the big one. And if they get one, then they drink more beer. But that's all right. They don't drink the beer at the same time as they're shooting.
Nope.
Well, at least I don't. There might be guys that do that. I can't speak for everybody, but
Well, the beer can scares the deer away.
That's true. Well, yeah, that's why. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
That's why I don't do it.
Oh yeah.
So that's important, and when you're sitting in your tree stand and you haven't seen anything all day and you're cold and you start thinking about the next holiday coming up. That's Christmas, of course, but we won't talk about that in this video because this is fall holidays. But deer season is big. Then Thanksgiving, then I put Halloween if we were ranking them in importance in Pennsylvania Dutch culture.
I would agree, yeah.
So it's right around the corner. So if you know someone...
Remember, go out and get your beer license.
With no deer license. Deer license.
All right. Anything else you want to add, mister?
No, I wish all those hunters out there good luck.
All right.
Make sure you see horns.
What do you need? 3 this year? 3 on each
I
side?
don't know.
Oh, I don't know either.
I don't read the rules.
I only shoot at the ones with 10 or 12 on each side, too, so...
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
All right, so you heard it from the Dutchman. My name's Chris. This is Doug. And until next time, mach's gut.
If you have a question, why you have to email us at busterpa@yahoo.com.